Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Continuing our top 15 series, we've got something special lined up for you today. I know so many of you have been asking for a customer reviews analysis for this one. Well, we're finally doing it. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer found this to be a difficult piece of network hardware to assess. On one hand, it's a good mesh system, even a very good one, but it comes with some significant qualifications. Our reviewer, who has extensive experience setting up systems from other major brands, tested this setup in a large, multi-story home with over 100 connected devices, making for a complex and demanding environment. Ultimately, the appeal of this mesh system boils down to a trade-off between price and polish. It isn't the fastest, the easiest to configure, or the most stable when compared to top-tier competitors. However, it delivers impressive performance for its cost, providing a strong and reliable signal throughout the property with no dead spots. The speeds are more than adequate for a gigabit connection, offering very respectable download rates even at the far corners of the network. This client does caution, however, that achieving this level of coverage in a larger home requires purchasing more nodes than the manufacturer's advertising suggests. The standard 3-unit kit is likely better suited for a more average-sized home. The system's most significant weakness is its software. The setup process was described as particularly challenging and frustrating, not something recommended for a first-timer. Management is handled exclusively through a mobile app that lacks a web-based alternative. This app is not intuitive, can be cumbersome to navigate, and is prone to giving alarming but false notifications about nodes being offline. Despite these software shortcomings, once the difficult setup is complete, the system is largely a set-and-forget affair. For users who can tolerate a quirky interface and a bumpy installation in exchange for great value and solid, stable performance, this Wi-Fi setup is a worthy consideration.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer found this mesh system to be a significant upgrade, though they noted that for their particularly angled home, adding an extra indoor unit and an outdoor one was necessary to achieve perfect coverage. Even with the additional nodes, they felt the system offered great value compared to other high-end options on the market. Our reviewer found the setup process to be surprisingly simple, primarily using the system's mobile app to guide the installation. A key piece of advice was to reconfigure their internet provider's combination modem router into bridge mode. This step effectively turns off its conflicting Wi-Fi signal and allows this new system to handle all the routing duties seamlessly, which they found easy to do through their provider's app. Once the main unit was acting as the new router, adding the others was straightforward. One of the most crucial tips this client shared was the importance of methodically mapping out the house for optimal satellite unit placement. Rather than guessing, they strongly recommended using a speed test app on a phone to find locations with the strongest signal from the base unit. They discovered that moving a unit just a few feet, or even testing different heights in the same area, could make a substantial difference in performance, a step they felt saved a lot of future headaches. After getting everything online, they enabled a dedicated backhaul feature, which allows the nodes to communicate with each other on their own high-speed frequency, reducing network congestion. For areas requiring multiple wired connections, like a home office, they simply added an inexpensive network switch to one of the satellite units. Ultimately, this client was thrilled, stating this mesh system is far superior to their old router, and finally allows them to enjoy the full internet speeds they pay for throughout their entire property.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer was initially hesitant about setting up this mesh system, fearing it might be too technically demanding. However, they were pleasantly surprised by how easy it was. Our reviewer, who describes themselves as having average computer skills, had the 3 units up and running in about 15 minutes, with most of that time spent on account setup and password creation. Using it with their existing internet provider's modem router combo was also straightforward. There was no need to mess with bridging settings. Simply plugging one of the mesh units into the modem was sufficient. The other units were easily recognized and connected. The reviewer also mentions that the mesh system intelligently connects devices to the unit with the strongest signal, which is visible in the accompanying app. They're now getting around 850 Mbps download speeds on their phone when connected to the mesh network. The system has significantly improved Wi-Fi coverage throughout their entire house, which is at least 3,500 SQ. FT. Before they had a weak signal, especially with security cameras installed around the house, but now all cameras have a good signal, and they even have Wi-Fi in their garage where there was none before. There's also a helpful Wi-Fi toolkit app for checking signal strength around the house, which is really useful for determining optimal placement for cameras or other devices. It can save time and effort by confirming signal strength before installation. The client adds that all their numerous devices, including phones, tablets, gaming consoles, smart home gadgets, and TVs, connected to the new Wi-Fi network with ease. Asterisk 4-month update. Asterisk our reviewer is happy to report that the system continues to perform flawlessly. Adding new devices is a breeze, simply selecting the appropriate network and everything connects seamlessly. They use a variety of devices from different brands: alarm system, floodlight cameras, smart lights, gaming console, voice assist.
If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.